for this match.
Yep.
Hoon Tian Hao, exactly 10 years ago in Vancouver, Canada, at the World Junior Championships, this Malaysian pair took the gold medal, beating a certain Lee Yong-dae from Korea.
From Korea, okay.
In the final. My goodness me.
Okay.
What a talented year that was as far as World Junior Championships are concerned. Well, the Indian men's doubles pair is Manu Attri and Sumit Reddy Bus. Now, I was talking to the Indians last night. They were all going out to the welcoming dinner and they were all very chatty and all very much looking forward to today's match and getting things underway. There's Patricia Gubb from New Zealand, our umpire, and Satyawan Mahadu from Mauritius will be our umpire. But this is one of the matches that you and I turned to each other and said, my goodness me, what a selection.
Yeah, but I think...
Can you explain it? Can I explain it? What's your theory?
I think your explanation is better than mine. But I think in many ways that, you know, Malaysia's, they're looking for answers somewhere along the line. Perhaps not for this match. I think they feel comfortable that they will win it. Not saying that they will win it easy, because I think there are lots of good matches coming up.
Now there you can see emphasised that they have played together in the past. Their career win-loss record, nothing for this year. Of course, I remember they did play, was it Thomas Cup or Uber Cup before they got thrown into one match, I think when we were in China, Morton, and they actually won a crucial match. Now, if you haven't been following badminton recently, Tan Boon Hyung, the left-hander, the 26-year-old, he used to play and used to be world #1 with Koo Kian Kiat. Now, Koo Kian Kiat has now resigned from, I'm not sure he's retired, he's resigned from the Malaysian badminton national team, and therefore they're searching for new pairs. Well, as far as their opponents, I'm not convinced that this is the Malaysian pair for the future, but it may be a very good pairing for this match. But for the Indian pair of Manu Attri, well, he's 21 years of age from the ancient city of Meerut here in India. His partner, Sumit Reddy, 23. He's a tall athlete, as you can see, 183. That's just over 6 foot from Gangan. And their win-loss record for the year, well, they reached the quarter-final of the Syed Modi Grand Prix Gold in Lucknow. They've played 3 other tournaments, and in those 3 other tournaments, they've actually lost in the first round. Well, they're the court officials that I introduced a little earlier. So, again, as with the men's singles, I think the Indian men's doubles pair, it has been in the past that De Walker and Chopra have been the leading men's doubles pair. Now, this pair has overtaken them in the world ranking. And, of course, the world rankings, you cannot suddenly slip your higher ranked pair in at #2. You must play as according to your ranking. So, perhaps that's one of the reasons why this selection for the Malaysian men's doubles.
Yeah, there can be lots of reasons, but as I say, I think the Malaysian team is kind of looking for answers, perhaps, as I say, not for this match, but for coming matches in this tournament. And they have Lee Chong-wei in the men's singles, but when it comes to the men's singles #2 and 3, they are definitely not sure to get a point from Malaysia. So they have to find 2 doubles with a top one that can beat some of the other top pairs in the world, plus still have a second double strong enough to win their point as well, should Malaysia have a chance to go through.
Yeah. And of course, all the doubles players that are nominated for each team, the BWF, the Badminton World Federation, work out every different combination that could possibly be and then rank them.
Yeah, you've got to give some, is it 25? The top 25 combinations you have to give, and obviously use one of them.
Represented by Hun Sin Hao
and in ranking
Tan
order.
Boon Hong.
Yes.
Malaysia to serve. Tan Boon Hong to Sumit Reddy.
Well, can this Malaysian pair of Tan Boon Hyung and Hoon Tian Hao rekindle that sort of form that took them to the World Junior Championship gold medal 10 is on. Understandably, this is the first time that these two pairs have played against each other, because of course with Tan and Hoon virtually not playing any tournaments
in 10 years.
In 10 years.
But somehow, you know, again, a personal point of view, I think that Tan Boon Hyung is a very talented player from Malaysia, and I'd like to see him resurrect his, you know, ranking, getting it back into the top 3 in the world, because I definitely think he's got the potential, and hopefully Malaysia can find him a good steady partner and bring them up in that top 3 again, where I personally think he belongs.
4-1.
And of course there's been an awful lot of experimentation, swapping around of partners in the Malaysian men's doubles team. We know that Govi Shem and Lim Kim Wah, I think they've split up 3 times and come back together, or come back together 3 times.
And won the Malaysian Open suddenly out of the blue.
This year.
This year in January.
That's right. So we know they've got talent, but there's obviously maybe a personality clash. You'd maybe know more about that than me, but so maybe there is going to be a little bit of experimentation with who's going to play with who, because I agree with you. I think Tan Boon Hyung is quite possibly the best men's doubles player in the squad now.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely in my book as well. And they have, it's going long. But, you know, they have to, it's also Olympic qualification is coming up soon. They have to find the answer for Malaysia to have a strong men's doubles pair in that tournament as well. So, you know, lots of things are cooking up, so to speak.
When he first started playing Tan Boon Hyung with Koo Kian Kiat, and I kept saying he does look awkward at the front of the court, because Koo was the player that really wanted to hunt the net. But it is an area where I think he has improved dramatically. He's far more willing to be adventurous at the front of the court.
He is, and the thing is that he, you know, despite he's quite a tall athlete, he's very quick on his feet.
Yeah, 181. He is tall.
Service over. 3-7.
Using his height well, using his reach.
Service over.
Unforced error on that occasion.
8-4.
Now, I know we've talked about it before, and I think we have to talk about it again, because to me, Hoon Tien Hao is one of the most talented badminton players with the racket that I've seen. He also has an awareness about where the shuttle's going to be, where the gaps are, that is absolutely extraordinary. I know you've done an awful lot of coaching in your time, and we've had discussions about whether that is just natural ability to be aware, or whether it can be coached. But his physical condition doesn't live up to the quality of his racket play and his court craft and his court awareness, and it seems such a shame.
Yeah.
9-5.
I can't agree with you more. It's difficult to, you know, as you say, keep talking about it. But, you know, would he been a fitter player? Obviously, I think his results also would have improved. But I was also looking at this combination, this Malaysian combination is actually a little bit odd in the sense that Tan really wants to play attacking badminton, and Hun is much more defensive thinking. So there is a contrast in this doubles pair, where one wants to lift and the other one wants to smash, and that's why I possibly think that is not the combination of the future.
Very interesting point. Well, all the reputations of the Malaysians and all the medals, 2 World Championship medals, Tan Boon Hyung, 2 Asian Games medals, 2 finals at the All England. The Indian pair are not being overruled at all. In fact, they're responding very, very well.
They do. And they play a lot of soft shots, not giving the Malaysian combination anything to hit. They really play a lot of shots and into that mid-court area as well. And it makes it difficult to get the attack going for the Malaysians. And it's clever and good tactics.
Next match, court 3, first men's doubles of House, Category C. Korea represented by Yu and Yu Bailey, and Judy represented by Nihar
So the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage, the Malaysians. Bothers me as slightly though in that last rally that they were so content to defend for so long, but I suppose when you've got the advantage and 11-8, well, you can afford to do that.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach.
So a 3-point advantage in this opening game for the Malaysian pair.
Play.
Tan Boon Hyung and Hun Tian Hao.
Yeah, it's very important for the Indian pair now to stick with their guns and really try to close the gap, because with the Malaysians get a good start to this second half of the first game, then it will be difficult to catch up. So it's very important for them they get a good start now and don't make those, I wouldn't say easy mistakes, but if they are going to have a good chance, that's one of the chances they've got to make.
Good judgment. Serve just short of the mark.
Service over. 10, 12. Service over. 13, 10.
Yeah. Not the best of decisions, and I'm sure he knows it.
My goodness gracious me.
But that's what I meant before when I said, you know, he's quick. He is really quick. And that quickness you so seldom see, and that's why, you know, we the Malaysians, they really need to find a partner for him that can follow that pace and can follow his way of thinking and play, and they can have a very good combination.
their variation in pace, the Indian pair.
Yep.
Mix it up nicely.
They do. And good patience here as well.
11-15. Over. Yes, there, thank you. Play. Service over.
I think if the Indian
16,
combination
11.
is thinking more carefully every time they serve to Hun Chen Hao, he's always trying to play like a soft, short shot on that return. So the player from the back has to move up a little bit to cover some of the gaps, and they have to really go in and try to intercept that third shot. And if they do that, they can do better than what they're doing now.
Yeah. Well, I know they were serving on that occasion to Tan Boon Hyung.
17-12.
But I did think that Sumit Reddy was further up the court. He had brought his base a little further forward. Can't afford to make errors like that.
12.
Forced the short lift. The opportunity was there. And now the Malaysians 3 points from this opening game.
19-12.
Good.
That's what I was alluding to earlier about his awareness on court,
12.
where the shuttle's going to come, where the gap is, and that was his
That's a good example.
Beautiful example.
Yeah.
Game points are plenty. Got the crowd going.
Service over.
Yeah, good interception. Hun Jiao is really taking a great risk here, playing that shot. Thought he might get away with it, but the Indian combination ready for that.
Just changed the angle of that low serve. That was clever. That's stepping into that mid-court area.
First game won by Malaysia.
Very nice from Tan Boon Hyung to close out game number 1. 21-14 the margin. And they never really seemed that under pressure. So their confirmation, 14 minutes of play. And the game number 1 to Malaysia, 21-14. Standard tactics in doubles. Hit down the centre of the court in between the two players.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. No. Second game.
2-minute timeout is over.
Love all.
Players back and are ready to get on with game number 2. A double hit there by the Indian pair.
Love.
Now, you notice one sort of tactical thing that the Indian pair could change. In that opening game, you were wanting the rear court player
Yeah, move up a bit.
move up a bit.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like them to see doing a little bit differently?
What happened here was a tactical mistake. They went for a smash out of balance, and the cross-court defensive shot came and couldn't pick it up. And in my book, they have to, when they attack, play more patiently. Play some drop shots, just play soft shots downwards, and then eventually when they're building it up, getting better chances, obviously trying to go for the bigger smashes, but play more patiently. He was out of balance when he was going for his best power shot, and obviously he got punished straight away. But the Malaysians are too happy to sit back and defend it.
4, love.
And my two good old friends, Jeremy Gann and Pang Tichan, used to be players at the time when I was a coach there, and they were doubles players at the time.
And now very good coaches.
They are really, really nice combination. Good guys. Jeremy Gann was once former junior world champion in men's doubles.
Yeah?
Yep. It's coming soon.
Oh, that's well taken.
6.
They've got to stop this run. Easier said than done, I know that, but you know, 6 love. Already a game down, and it's almost as if the
train is running.
Yeah.
Seven.
I mean, I understand that Sumit already and Manu Attray haven't had the sort of international exposure or success maybe of their 2 opponents, playing with different partners, of course. But you know, they did win the Indian International Challenge event last year. They've, as we were talking about, quarterfinalists at the Saeed Modi. They've played Super Series events this year. To me, there's not enough of a positive game plan. It's almost as if it's all reactive instead of proactive.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to the fact that I do not have the statistics in this, but the Indian pair do not play that much international badminton.
No.
You done the research, I haven't. but I'm sure they do not play that many international events, and you know, you can just see that the Malaysian pair is so much more experienced and been around for years and played the circuit for many years, played a lot of tournaments, and here we just see that.
Oh my goodness me!
That's well
Brilliant.
played. Good play, good play. But we just see that they have this more experience, and if the Indian combination is going to develop, they have to play more international badminton as well.
Yeah.
That was what I was trying to say. Yeah.
It's a real dilemma, though, for the Indian Federation, the Badminton Association, because we've already talked about the incredible strength and depth of the men's singles.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you've only got a certain amount of money in the pot, you know, do you keep the strong singles squad going, and you know, with the hope that one or two of them are going to become top 10 players and maybe medalists at these major events? Or, you know, it's tough decisions to make.
It is, but you have to prioritize. If that's the case, you have to make your priority, and in my book, I think, you know, you have to play a full squad. So you have to put emphasis on the doubles as well, and not just only on the singles.
Yeah.
When I started off in Malaysia in the late 90s, the ladies team was not really up and running, and we spent a lot of money and efforts on building it up. And because I personally believe that you have to have a full squad, you have to have all 5 categories as good as possible.
I concur. Well said.
Right into that left.
Yeah, it's almost they'd forget he's a left-hander.
Yeah.
Well, this is cruise control at the moment for the
is.
Malaysians. 9-point advantage, 11-2 the scoreline in the second game, having already taken the first. Just 22 minutes.
One 20 seconds. 1 20 seconds.
Even their body language there, Morton, they look so relaxed, and they're walking back onto court with words, a half smile to each other. Yeah, we're in control here.
11-2.
I think they are in total control, and what will happen is probably they will add on a little bit of pressure here to start off with, and then as you so rightly say, it will be cruise control on the way home.
Just long.
Yeah, we're left.
Now, in answer to your little quiz question earlier, Morton, about Jeremy Gang, his World Championship junior title was in your country.
It was in
1996.
96, yes, in Singapore.
And he won with a left-hander.
Yes, and I just...
Chan Chong Ming.
Chan Chong Ming. Thank you. Now I sleep better tonight. Chan Chong-ming, yeah, another good friend, yes.
And what a player he was too.
Yeah, played with Chun Chuneng for a number of years, and they did really well.
And then he won a World Championship medal, don't forget, with Koo Kian Kiat.
So true, he actually won the year after, or 2 years after as well.
Very, very difficult when you're on court. Well, I doubt if this happened to you very often, but it happened to me
sure it did.
an awful lot of the time. You're on court, you know in your heart of hearts that you're not the same class as your opponents.
Yes.
And you're getting beaten, you're well down. It's terribly hard to keep the spirits the way we want to see the spirits. It's against human nature. I know how I felt on court, playing against the top Chinese, top Korean pairs, you know, and I just knew that whatever I was trying, they seemed to have an answer. So it's in your coaching role now, and you are a very experienced coach. What do you say to players like this Indian men's doubles pair? They're way down.
Yeah, but I think still every point counts. You might not be able to win the match or the game or whatever, but you have to give your best, and the whole aim of this is to improve yourself. And you know, when you have training, you possibly do not have the same opposition in your training. So here is a perfect opportunity to really gauge yourself, play with them, see what is it that they are so good at that I'm still lacking myself. And I think, you know, having to go through all that thought process of saying, what do I have to improve? How can I improve it? And I want to be in there next time. And next time, if I lost 10 and 10 this time, I'll lose 12 and 12 next time.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to have that positive attitude towards it.
And that is precisely why you were world number 1 and 8 consecutive years in the All England final.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Great attitude. Yep, well put away.
Service over, 17-7.
There's always possibilities, always room for improvement.
Service over, 8-17.
There was just a little more movement. Having served, there was a bit more of a threat, wasn't there? From Sumit Reddy.
And Russia, represented by Evgenia Kasitskaya. Umpire, Dheeraj Gunyadri.
Oh dear, that was a shocking serve, did it?
It was very high.
18-9.
Talking a lot. Well placed. Good smash.
Service over, 10-18.
That's a lovely serve.
Yeah.
It's a great serve.
11-18.
No. Where was that called out? Oh, I thought it was in.
It is in, and it's called in.
The Malaysians were hanging on to the shuttle as if they thought it'd been called out.
Hoping for a miracle. Didn't happen.
Service over, 19-11.
2 points away from securing Malaysia's second point in the overall tie. does read the game so well.
11.
And that was a crisp shot.
Yeah.
Very crisp.
9 match point opportunities.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, one will do. Beautiful flick serve to finish it off. 21-14, 21-11. And Malaysia, for all the talk about men's doubles combinations,
21-14,
that they selected as the #1 pair, have done their job. Great disguise on the flick serve, clearly in. Yep, well done coaches, job well done. So 21-14, 21-11 in exactly 30 minutes of play. And of course that means that Malaysia now are 2-love up against India.
Double play.
Right from the start of this first men's doubles, the amazing combination of the 2004 World Junior Championship gold medal pair looked as if they'd never been apart as far as a men's doubles combination. They look very much in control. The left-handed Tan Boon Hyun, such a powerful athlete, and as Morton Frost was pointing out, a very quick athlete as well. But for Sumit Reddy and Manu Attri, glimpses of their capabilities.
Service over.
Not enough weapons to really harm the defence of the Malaysians. The penultimate point of the match. And the final points, the ace on the flick serve from Hu Tian Hao. So 21-14, 21-11. That means that the overall match score is 2-love in this Group C encounter between Malaysia and the hosts, India. So with the Thomas Cup, of course, best of 5 matches within each tie. And with Malaysia leading 2-love so far. This is the group stage, of course. There's 16 teams in the competition. They're all divided into 4 groups of 4. Everybody plays everybody else within the group. And it means that the second men's singles players for Kashyap Parupalli of India, it is a must-win situation up against the left-handed Chong Wei Feng of Malaysia. So Kashyap Parupalli for so many years has been the leading men's singles player from his country, but because of one injury, a problem after another. He is now number 2. That sounds very harsh, actually. I'm going to retract all of that because Shrikant Kidambi has improved considerably and has shot up the world rankings and thoroughly deserved to. So I think it's a combination of the two. I do apologise to Mr. Shrikant for that because that didn't come out quite right. They're both very fine players indeed.
We are only human beings out there.
Well, poor old Kashyap, I have to say, he injured his ankle in the 2013 IBL. Before the Denmark Superseries event, he had an eye infection, and then he's had a partial dislocation of his left shoulder. So when I talk about a catalogue of injuries, the poor man has not been at all lucky of late. But here, Chong Wei Feng, he's 26 years of age for another 3 days.